Hey guys, it's Maria Solitary Witchtracks here. I don't know what's going on with my hair right now. But anyways, this is my week 7, or my video for week 7 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. That is, let me check real quick. It's how do you view mythological texts, how do you view sacred texts and mythology. Personally, I do not use much of sacred texts in my practice at all. Anything that I do chant or say usually comes from the heart and comes from myself and whatever feels right at that moment. However, there's sometimes, for some rituals, such as her sacred fires for Hecate, I will use a text for that. That Assortia de Este has posted on her website. You can download for free and print out, and so that's what I usually use for her. And then sometimes, for Esbat rituals, I will use poetry inspired by the goddess and recite those out loud, just because it's what feels right to me. And so I don't really use sacred texts other than if you considered her sacred fire ritual a sacred text, maybe. Normally when I think of sacred texts, I think of the Quran, the Bible, things like that, or the Kabbalah Book of Life, things that most of the population would consider to be sacred. But I mean, that's not necessarily true. There might be other sacred texts that, not the entire world thinks are sacred, that are sacred to the people who have created them or who use them. So in that sense, still, no, I do not use sacred texts, but I have mad respect for those who do and who use them. I just, with my path, it's very much in the moment, intuitive, in the moment, do what feels right, say what feels right, and so I'll usually say whatever I want to say during the ritual. Sometimes, I'll get hit by, the muse or whatever, just comes down upon me. It's like, hey, you should say this during ritual tonight, and I'll write it down really quick in my little journal. Because I had a book of shadows when I first started my path. I don't really keep one anymore. Maybe sometimes if I have a spell or something idea, I'm gonna write it down in case I want to use it again for the future. But most of the times I just come up with things as I need them. It's all very intuitive and very spirit driven, earth driven, very in this moment. As for mythology, for me, mythology is definitely a form of metaphor. Say for instance, Roman or Greek mythology with Vesuvius or Vulcan. It is my belief that these deities are forms of the Great Spirit, of the All, whatever you'd wish to call it. These are basically different forms of the Great Spirit that people have connected with because it's such in their immediate vicinity. They see it and they are so enraptured or in awe by, a storm or a volcano that they view them as deities, and they come up with these myths to explain these deities. And so for me, myths are also a metaphor about dealing with life. And to some people they're legit, and that's fine. This is just my personal view, but to me they are, this is a better angle. To me they are more of a metaphor, but I use them to help me understand the Great Spirit as a whole, because for me, Great Spirit is a genderless being. It's the force that's driven, that connects everyone together, that is part of everything. And so for me, using deities from myths such as Hecate or Shiva really helped me to connect to what parts of the Great Spirit that I connect to what feels right to me. And so that's kind of how I use myths in in my practice, and that's how I view them. I view them as metaphors or guidelines for ways to us connect not only to the earth around us, but to Great Spirit and even to each other. I don't really, I'm not really sure how to understand the question, like how you view them, but I guess that's how I view them. If that's correct or not. I don't use myths in ritual. Some people base their rituals around, the myth of, the Green Man, or the joining of the goddess and god, things like that. And so no, I don't use myths in that way either. I just use them as a metaphor guideline and as ways for me to personally, these Hecate and Shiva are two aspects of the Great Spirit that I really connect to, and by connecting with them and paying homage to them in my practice, it really helps me to find those places better in myself, I guess. I'm trying to say, like, just connect to those aspects of myself better. Such as Hecate, she's a very strong, forceful goddess. She leads you where you don't want to go, but in the end, you're going the right path. And for some reason that really connects to me. And then Shiva, he's two-sided. He can be very benevolent and enlightened, but if you piss him off, he will, fuck your shit up. And he is the god of yogis, and I'm very big into yoga, and so I really connect to him in that aspect too. So I guess that's the way I use myths in my practice and how I view them. I hope this video makes sense. It's a little short, at least for me, but yeah, so I view sacred texts. I don't really use them, and myths for me are a form of metaphor to help me better understand myself, the world, and Great Spirit, if that makes sense. So I love seeing your guys' videos, and thank you again, Annika, for this challenge. I know I've been really behind, but a lot of things have been happening lately. I've been on, I went up to a road trip in New York, and then I got sick, and then I injured my knee, and so I'm just like, ugh. But I'm finally getting out of all that funk. I just had a really bad, karmic end of February, beginning of March kind of area. So hopefully that's all past now. But I love you guys. Blessed be, and namaste.